In business, everyone's so pigeonholed into their job that if it's not in their job description, they're not going to even say anything.
These are realtors that are like selling high-end properties. They're out there every day. Would you sit there and they're across the table from you to list your home? Did you think that they'd be out there raping girls, sex trafficking, and doing all this stuff? No, you would not think
Never.
that.
That's crazy.
Right.
Do you think being a female real estate agent is different than a male real estate agent with the public eye?
Being completely book smart is not always the answer to everything.
Sure.
But having common sense and understanding how processes work, to me, is really important.
But in the real estate game, because you're talking about big dollars here, you can't afford to have something bad happens and let it slide.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Making Money with Laura Sanders, and I am your host, Laura Sanders. Every week, we talk about something that will help you make a little money, save a little money, or maybe just help you navigate this crazy world. And today, I don't even know if I'm not allowed to say the B word, so I'm in a session, a bleak session about professionalism in so many different facets. And just, I get up early every day and I go to work. I leave very early. I come home very late and I interact with so many people in just one day. And there's 7 days in a week, 365 days in a year. And every day shocks me, and it really shouldn't. So I'm here with Dawn and Freddie, and I just I don't know, like today, I needed a battery for my car. So I walk into Chevy, and I'm in the service department, and people just keep walking by. They just keep walking by. And I'm saying to myself, can't they just say, somebody will be right with you? Hi, how are you? Like, just acknowledge you see me. Nope. Just kept walking by. And I'm like, I know my boobs are big enough to be seen. So I'm just a little confused. You can't just say 1 minute. Then over the weekend, because this is March. You know, I was born on March 4th, which is March 4th. Get it? March 4th?
March 4th.
Yeah, you're going to March
Go forward
4th?
to March 4th,
Yeah.
yes.
So I celebrate all month. So Sunday, my friend takes me, earlier in the day, we go to Galuppi's and we sit at the bar to get lunch. And the girl walks by us multiple times. I was a bartender when I was getting my master's degree. I could have been 6 deep at the bar and I'd literally acknowledge to somebody, I put my finger up, I'll be right with you. I acknowledge them. I don't even know what to say anymore. I had a lady bought a mirror for her listing. Just not grateful. Like, is it me? What are you guys seeing in the world today? Because
I'm seeing what you're seeing. We go to a restaurant, you go to a bar, and they just walk back and forth as if you're not even. And then you ask, nothing. And I think in business, everyone's so pigeonholed into their job that if it's not in their job description, they're not going to even say anything.
Well, when we've been to dinners, not me, when I go in there, I start at the front desk asking questions, saying this, saying that. Oh, you know, we're at Comcast, we're at ABC. The more you lay it thick, the more they come. The last place I went to was Hyde Park. I had 2 managers and 2 waiters. I had 4 people taking care of me because I started at the beginning. I've learned if you sit down, they're never going to see you until, oh, by the way, I got to go.
Yeah, but there's nobody to go to before you sit at a bar.
Sure.
Right? Now, there are some places, like, believe it or not, in like Key West and stuff, you actually have to wait to get sat at the bar. They have waits. But, I mean,
What are you seeing in business?
What?
What are you seeing in your business?
So actually, I'm trying to do a deal down in Key West right now. So, of course, I called multiple photographers, took one finally returned my call like a day later. I called 7 lawn people. How many think called back?
None.
Exactly. I called, and then people would come and give estimates, and they'd be like, oh, they're from out of town. Let's see what we can charge them. But getting people to call back has been absolutely nuts. Now I know why I'm successful at what I do. I'm responsive. I get back to people. But I need to march forward, march forth on this and not get so upset. But I'm upset. I'm frustrated. I'm upset. I'm aggravated. I'm angry. And I don't want to be angry and upset. And I want to let it go. Now, maybe we need to get somebody on the show for some therapy here so we can talk about this. But how do we get past this? Like, how do we deal with the lack of professionalism? The agents call yesterday, like, oh, I want to set up an appointment. Okay, here's the phone number. Just call, because I like to log everything. Because I have to tell you, if I go through my text messages in a day, it's like there's at least 100. And I'm going through making sure, did I miss anybody? Did I not get somebody? Like, trying my best, right? Because when you're driving, you can miss something. And I've swore that I'm not going to kill myself driving for this job.
You don't kill yourself driving. Do you think people lack professionalism because they feel undervalued and underappreciated, and it's almost as if it doesn't matter either way?
Maybe the whole world's depressed.
I think what's going on in the world and the news has changed people's mindsets.
I think people just have this
before that.
entitlement. Yes,
The
especially
entitlement?
in Florida. This is entitlement situation where they walk up to you. I just got off a phone call not too long ago, and they're telling me just how much they're doing for me, but I'm the one doing the work. They're not doing anything for me. Oh, this could be good for you, and they're giving me all this. So I said to them,
That's a good salesperson.
no, I said to the person, I said, Baba, well, why am I doing this again? Explain how it's good for me. He couldn't. He says, oh, you're going to do all these great things. I says, but I do great things anyway. It's just that their perception is how far can I push you to do it my way? That's what it comes down to. See, these lawn guys, you're going to have to get a handyman or a kit and give him a couple of dollars, let him do the lawn, because they're going to think you're from out of town. And they're going to treat you that way. Now, nobody should be treated that way. That happens in our studio all the time. Nobody should be treated, and people feeling entitled. And then the frustration with you.
You saw how frustrated I was in the back this afternoon. It was call after call after call. And these are people that you know, that you have a relationship with. Why wasn't this done? Why wasn't this done? But yet when people ask you or ask us to get things done, they expect to get it done within 24 hours.
Not even.
I know, I'm being kind, but right? But you try. We do the best we can to be the nicest that we can to get it done. But we don't get reciprocity. It's not reciprocal on the other side. But you see what we go through.
But you can't accomplish some of the things that people want in 24 hours.
But
it's just unbelievably humanly impossible. And then when you bring it to them, it says, okay, let's make all these other changes. And here you go. This is where the entitlement thing comes. Well, how many changes do you want to do? And they come a second and a third and a fourth time. Then the frustration begins to mount. And then you're not going to be professional.
Well, I think it's hard, though, for all of us, whether it be your profession, my profession, to outline clear like
boundaries,
guidelines, like what it is, because every person's different. So as a licensed psychotherapist, everybody's chemical balance is different, which creates their brains to work differently. So you don't know what you're dealing with, right? It's just like, I could be sitting here, and I know I'm going like over the top on this, but I could be sitting here with you right now having this conversation, and you could be a mass murderer, and I have no idea. But people have conversations with like that. So look at the real estate brothers, right? Those guys that they just now got charged. Did you see that? They got charged with
the brothers did?
Not the property brothers.
Okay.
There's these other brothers. I forget what their name is. The Alexander brothers. They just got charged with sex trafficking.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Okay. So these are realtors that are like selling high-end properties. They're out there every day. Would you sit there and they're across the table from you to list your home? Did you think that they'd be out there raping girls, sex trafficking, and doing all this stuff? No, you would not think that.
That's crazy.
Right. So what I'm trying to say is like you don't know who you're dealing with till after you're dealing with them. And it's hard to create clear boundaries for people because I think every deal is different.
Every deal is different.
Right? So
because every person's different. We've got this deal coming on Friday. That's a different deal than if we were to do it for Laura, because we've done it for Laura.
Yeah. No, that's a complicated aluminum foil. Do you think being a female real estate agent is different than a male real estate agent with the public eye?
Well, and the public eye is different than my eye. and I don't mean this, I think I have to be careful how I say this. So I feel that women in general, we're willing to go above and beyond differently than a man is. I'm not saying that that's always the case, right? But I do feel that we work very hard. Now, as far as the difference, right? I think every realtor is different. So I can't say man or woman, right? That would make a difference. And again, common sense is different in each person. So that makes a difference. You know, being completely book smart is not always the answer to everything.
Sure.
But having common sense and understanding how processes work, to me, is really important. That's why, let's say, for instance, my office, we keep the front door locked because of safety purposes. If I'm leaving and somebody walks up to the door, based on everything that's happened to me in the last month, my reaction, like everyone else's, should be I just walk right past that person and keep getting into my car. But that's not how I work. When they're walking up to the door and they want to come in, I go, who are you looking for? I'm looking for X. Okay, they're not here. Do you need me to, if I have that person's number, do you need me to text them or call them for you? No, I have it. Okay. But most people would just walk by. Somebody gets in and walks in with somebody else and they're standing at the front and I happen to walk by to go to the printer. Is somebody helping you? That's not my job. But that is common sense.
It's common courtesy, right?
But I'm telling you, everywhere I go, it's almost like they're looking at me going, you know, give you one of my biggest pet peeves that I have is when you go shopping and buy clothes and they say, if you spend $300, we're going to give you $50 off, right? So I spend $600, right? But when I go to return $100 of the clothing, they take a portion of that $50 off that $100. But I bought $300. Why are you taking back a portion of that $50?
Because they're just clocking in and clocking out as employees of the store.
No, this is the way that the stores have it set up.
Right.
And so, like, I actually was like, I don't have enough time, but call this my session because it's like, I said to my husband, I got to stop buying anything just so I would have reprieve from aggravation. If I don't buy anything, I don't go anywhere. I don't go to the doctor. I don't go here. I don't go there. And I don't spend any money. Then I can't be fighting for something.
But it happens even if you're not. You go out for a restaurant, right? You talked about the bar.
I should eat at home, crock pot.
She's going to be like me and be a hermit. I go from my house to here.
For different reasons.
And then I sit on my phone, I do my online ordering, or it goes back. I know.
I know you bought shoes today.
So it was so much easier.
How do you know she bought shoes? They're not even married, by the way. Everybody thinks you guys are married.
How do I know? Because I was frustrated with something that was going on in the studio with the phone line. And I was working on it. And she's buying shoes. So she sees it, I'm seething because I couldn't get the damn thing to work the way I wanted to. She says, oh, look, I bought 3 pairs of shoes under $200. I'm like,
a good deal.
Really?
4,
Really?
actually.
4.
They're on sale.
So that's how I know. Because
Better to tell you than her husband.
no, he's going to find out when they deliver it. He says, why do you have so many shoes? You would think she has.
Delivering here.
I do that a lot.
Oh, thank you.
I know.
You would think that she has like 15 pairs of feet because all the shoes.
It's a new season.
But she sends them back, half of them.
But this company is very nice. But there are companies that you work with that are not. In your field, it's really hard. So we're trying to sell my grandmother's condo through whatever.
I thought that was a done deal.
Yeah. So the neighbor next door was very upset because the parking spaces were too small. So when the condo came in and they realigned the spaces, they made my grandmother's spaces smaller. So when people would come in, their car would like merge into the next door neighbor's space. So she would always come over and yelling at anyone that was looking at the place. So much so that no one wanted to move in because this woman was always screaming and ranting and raving. So this has been going on for a long time until my sister finally, they had to do a Google Air search, measure the spaces. They came in and they did it. But this is what happened because people and the realtor did nothing about it. There was a realtor for 6 months and did nothing, said, Don't know, nothing, didn't even try to solve the problems because it wasn't you.
Can of spray paint would have taken care of that.
But think about that. People are just entitled to not be nice until there's no reason to not be nice.
People do that, and if I can catch them doing that in a sale where they're impeding a sale, I have an attorney write a cease and desist letter.
Right away?
No, it
My sister did that, and then she went over.
has to be a couple of times. Like, you have to prove that they're doing it a couple of times. Yeah.
I had a realtor, a male realtor, tell me to show my house on a Sunday because he was going to the Heat-Knicks game in Miami. And there were 4 appointments, and I said to him, excuse me? I got a what? He says,
let's be fair. He could never have told you that there was those appointments and told him he wasn't available, and you could have lost the showings. So you have to respect the fact that I fired
him on the spot. I said goodbye. I got somebody else, a female. This is why I asked you the male-female question. Sold the house in 2 months because she listened to what I needed to do on the sale of this house. He wasn't listening to anything. He was just parading around, and I had to live for a year with that contract with this guy. Can you imagine? Every day, I can't make it to you show the house. Why am I paying him if I got to show the house?
But then there are people who are really good at what they do. You want to take a commercial break?
Yeah,
we're running
let's
through
go
your
to
time.
commercial break, and when
Now
we come
I'm
back,
upset.
we're going to keep with our bit session.
At JK Closing Attorneys, we do all of the same things that a title company does, but with the benefits of being a law office. We can help with residential real estate, short sales, commercial real estate, refinances, 1031 exchanges, and FRIPTA withholding.
Contact JK Closing Attorneys today at 954-332-3111. Again, that is 954-332-3111.
Priority One Credit Union of Florida is a welcoming credit union that makes your financial success our #1 priority. We offer lower loan rates, higher deposit rates, and common sense local loan approvals, with nationwide access through shared branching.
Hi, I'm Dina Hennessy, President and CEO at Priority One Credit Union. We are open to the community. Anyone can be a member of our credit union, and we would love to have you.
Contact us today at 954-335-5100. You can also reach us at PriorityOneFL.org. Your financial success is our priority. That's 954-335-5100.
All roads lead home with Fairway Home Mortgage. When it comes to home financing, who you work with matters. At Fairway Home Mortgage, we combine the strength of a national lender with the care and accessibility of local mortgage experts. We offer a wide range of home financing solutions, personalized guidance, and a streamlined process designed to keep things simple, from application to closing. Because at Fairway, home isn't just what we finance, it's what drives everything we do. Connect with Cliff Bernstein, Branch Manager, NMLS number 7853 at 561-213-6852 to see what your options are today. Company NMLS number 2289. This is not an offer to enter into an agreement. Not all customers will qualify. Subject to underwriting approval, other terms and conditions may apply. Equal housing opportunity. Loan Officer NMLS number 7853.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Making Money with Laura Sanders, and I am your host, Laura Sanders. Today, I am here with Freddie and Dawn from the Brooklyn Cafe, and we are talking about common courtesy, just professionalism, and thereof the lack of, and it seems to be spreading like wildfire. I don't want to hear that has anything to do with what's going on in Iran or any of that. There's nothing to do with that. People don't want to work. I feel that that is definitely a benefit to me that people don't want to work.
Life balance. It's a different generation.
It has nothing to do with when you're at work and you see people walking by and you ignore them.
No, that's just rude. That's just not nice.
It's like a lot. It's not a little bit. It's a lot of it.
It's just not nice. Maybe they're overworked and underpaid. I don't know, but it is rampant for sure. So you go to places that you frequent that you know are good. But I did notice that lately when you walk up to a bar, nothing. You could stand and wait and wait. They don't even say just a moment. which
That's
is
all
really
I'm looking
hard.
for.
Yep.
I'll be right with you.
Just an acknowledgement that they're aware. That's it, right? Even with anything else, even if you send an email or a phone call, just acknowledge that you received it. Otherwise, we're chasing, did you get it? Please confirm. Things like that. It's frustrating.
I'm still trying to understand the bar thing. So you go to a bar and nobody waits on you? Is that what it is?
Sometimes if
They
there's
just
a
keep
lot of
walking
people-
back and forth.
Right.
They it's like they just specifically don't look at you.
But you sitting at the bar
You're sitting at the bar and they look everywhere else but at you.
and take all the straws and put them all on the table.
You know,
Do
sometimes
something.
the bar is
Oh
like
my God,
three
I'll never
deep,
get waited on
and
then.
you're waiting like because you're 3 deep and you're trying to get in there, order a drink.
Well, that's different. 3 deep, and you're 5 foot nothing.
We're not 3
Nobody's
deep in
gonna
this
see you.
case.
She was
They're
right at the
literally just
bar.
walking back and forth like
I can't see anybody ignoring you though.
yeah. Well, that was okay. Today when I was in Chevy, it was like, does anybody work here? Like I felt whoa.
Gotta clip that.
That's at the 24 minute.
24-minute mark.
We're good.
Can you say that on really?
You know, and I felt bad because I had to get my car serviced, and they did such a bad job on the service that when they called to get an assessment and a rating, I said, you really want me to fill it out? I said, so I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you, and you let me know if you want me to put this on paper. And they were so appalled. I said, so do you want me to put this in paper or not? They said, no, we're going to have the upper whoever call you. And they did, and I told them everything as well. 6 weeks later, I get an email from the bad service department that he was moved out of service. But it was terrible service. And I said,
Oh, it was the
listen.
actual service advisor?
Yeah.
What
And
did
I'm
they
like,
do?
I'm like, listen, I don't drive a low end car, and not that would even justify the lack of service. But it was terrible. And I said, listen, I don't want him to lose his job, but this is not what I signed up for.
But you saw what happened when I took mine, and they didn't do the service, and then they broke something on my car, and made me pay for it.
Yeah, because you can't prove it.
Oh no, I could prove it because they didn't come in with the broken brake pad, and the guy said, "Oh, the brake pad broke," and they had to change it, right? So they gave me a review, a Google review, and I lambasted them. So 2 days later, I got a phone call saying, "Mrs. Santoro, you have to remove this." The manager, I said, "Sorry, I'm not doing that." I hung up. And then they had the guy that I've known for 17 years. I bought 4 cars from him, and he called me. I says, "What you guys did was unjust. What you did was unfair, and I'm not removing it." So it's one of the
And they
owners.
just called you up and said, you need to remove this.
Yes, I had to remove. You have to. You're hurting people. Hurting people. I tell you what, I'm gonna tell them about this phone call on top of everything else you're doing. So the owner of the place called me. He's Mr. Santori. We apologize. We're gonna refund your money, which they did, and give you a letter of apology because the service. If I tell you what happened to me, you'll never believe it. I went in there with a good car. I came out with a busted car, and they made me pay for it. Remember that? Oh, I was livid. So I know what frustration can be. But at the same time, there are things you can do. You can write up at Google on the bar.
I need to get a new Google account because my Google connects to me as a realtor. And if I write a bad review about them, then they can go back on to me. They've never even had service with me. So I need to get a new Google account that's like separate.
Just open a Gmail account.
I have one, but every time I do it, it keeps connecting.
Even a new one does?
I mean, you got to be smart with
They
it. Now,
connect.
now, at the same time, when you get great service, you should put a beautiful review, and sometimes the companies will call you or send you a text or an email saying, "Thank you very much. We appreciate you," and yada, yada. Listen, when they're good, they're good. But when they're bad, don't complain when you complained and they were bad. And I tolerate a lot of stuff. I've had the wrong order. I've eaten the wrong food. I've done it more than once. That's okay. And I don't like to send food back. You know me. I don't like to send food back. Why am I going to do all that? It is what it is. But in the real estate game, because you're talking about big dollars here, you can't afford to have something bad happens and let it slide. You're not talking about $40 meal.
She's not even talking about real estate. She's talking about people in general.
Some
Just
of
a
it's
lack
real
of
estate.
professionalism.
Listen, I I had a situation on my birthday where, you know, I had a client that wasn't happy because she didn't like I had hung a mirror. It wasn't perfect. It was pretty good actually, considering, because there was no mirror in there. And I paid for it out of my pocket, and that was the whole thing. But then I was showing a house, and I knocked on the thing and knocked on the door. It was open. Nobody answered. Knocked again. Nobody answers. I texted the agent, hey, the door's open. Did we just go in? I didn't just go in. I knocked again. No answer. So I opened the door. I go, hello. And the lady comes out screaming at me. And I'm just like, and she goes, if you had any common sense. And I'm like, this is the stuff we go through every day. So I don't know.
People don't realize what you go through as realtors, because you don't get paid for your time of showing house. You don't get paid for the ins and out and the driving around. You
Nope.
get paid if you close the deal.
Yeah, I have 35,000 miles on my car. It's not even 2 years old.
And none of that gets paid for. There's not an hourly wage like you would in other professions.
Nope.
Nothing for phone calls. Nothing for meetings.
No. I
Or
just
showings.
want people to acknowledge. I acknowledge people when I'm out and about. I acknowledge my clients. I answer their phone calls. They text all the time, all different times of the night. I really put everybody first. And all I'm asking is when we're out in the professional world that we get the same thing. So,
Agreed.
you know,
Little courtesy goes a long way.
yeah, I have to say, like,
Absolutely.
I've been even trying to hire a property manager for a property in Key West, and 2 days to respond.
That's crazy.
Maybe Tammy knows someone for you.
Yeah, in Key West.
Key West.
Right, in Key
It's not
West.
the Keys. It's all the way down at the
I think
end.
that's where she is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she has a bar or something like that.
Well, like always, I want to thank you guys for shooting
The breeze.
the breeze with me. I'm like, what other word is there? And like always, thank you for listening to Making Money with Laura Sanders. And until next week, make it a great one.
Thank you.